Night School. You are over here with Terethia, and we are here for another another session of divination. Lately, we have been talking about different forms of divination. And as you know, there are different forms of divination for different situations, different forms of divination for different forms of situations, different forms of situations. So with that being said, reflection, over here at the night school, we have been breaking that down in August. Now going into September, we're going to actually wrap it up. We're going to do session 105 and actually 106 and 107 tonight. Okay, reflection. So you can definitely tune in because they will be back to back. Okay, so with that being said, right now we are going to talk about pegomancy. Now, pegomancy is actually the use of divination using spring water. They actually use the spring water bubbles and analyze it through natural fountains. Reflections. Okay, so this is another form of divination using water. Remember, when you are doing your do you believe in magic, you always have to use an element. And what are our elements? Reflection. We have fire, water, earth, air, and ether, also known as spirit. So with that being said, reflection, here is definitely a clip that you can take a look at, and this is an example of pegomancy. Now we are going to talk about rhapsomancy. Now this form of divination actually uses books. So in this form of divination, it actually kind of uses air and spirit. So with that being said, reflection, if you have this gift, they actually use a poetry book. And they actually use the poetry book, and whatever page that the poetry book falls on, that's where they get their particular messages from. Reflection, either the diviner or the person that's asking the diviner the question would be the one that actually touches the particular poetry book. So reflection, this is a form of divination using air and spirit. Now we're here to talk about stitchomancy. Now with stitchomancy, it's kind of like rhapsomancy. In rhapsomancy, you use a particular book, which is poetry, but in stitchomancy, you can use any book. And when it's open at randomly, they use those passages to predict an outcome. So this is to use a prediction of the future. Reflection. Okay, so this is stitchomancy. Now, next to last on the list is onychomancy. Onychomancy is actually the focus of your fingernails. So it actually uses the bed and the shape and the length of your fingernails, reflection, to tell different things about that person and different outcomes. Reflection, kind of like palmistry, they use your hand. Well, onychomancy actually use the fingernail itself. Reflection. Romancy is one of the oldest forms of divination. Now, this form of divination actually uses dreams. Reflection. Some people actually say they don't dream, which actually is kind of like a pooper, because you can interpret a lot of things from your dreams. And this particular form of diviner, remember, divination, different forms of divination is used for different situations. So someone who would like to interpret their dream, they're not quite sure why they keep having the same dream or what are the meanings in this dream, they would actually go to the onychomancy, which is again the oldest form of divination, which it uses your dreams to interpret different outcomes or different things from the past. With that being said, reflection, you are over here with Terethia, and we were here to talk about different forms of divination. Until I see you, Ashe.